Okay, you should be able to hear me here. All right. I mean, I'm getting people saying they can, and some people saying they cannot hear me. Okay, now you can hear me. Okay, great. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, okay, back to ES, and let's just do this quickly because we have 6 minutes to the cash market open. We were talking in earlier analysis that the market keeps hitting this level. A lot of traders are saying this is going to be a bull flag. I disagreed with that. The market is definitely making, legs on the downside, and I, I, I may it looks very familiar to what we saw here and what we saw here early on in February on March. And sure enough, yesterday the break, and today is the follow through on the downside. Target number one is hit. Target number two, we're coming into an area where the buyers need to step in and put on some buy interest. And it could not be, I mean, we could have a day that looks like this, okay, where the buyers can step in there and start to try to uh, save the day in a way. So I'm going to be looking for that. Our Globex is 4018 on ES. And ultimately, for example, for NASDAQ, I would have to see the 200 and 100 in sync in order for me to go long on anything. Okay. Otherwise, I'll be on the safe side and look for the shorts on rallies. Ultimately, if you break above Globex, things can pick up momentum on the upside. But this zone right here, there's a lot of areas where the price can stop and turn and try to save the day in a way. And we have a long day ahead of us, so we need to kind of be ready for two-sided market at some point. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one here. YM, it's the same thing across all the indices. Same test of the channel and a break. We're coming to this zone. That's another zone right here at 31,497. If all these levels do not hold, you're looking at target number two, which is 3755. Uh, as long as this channel is protected, there is a future for for this price action to go all the way down to target number two and potentially target number three, which is 29,152. Gold, haha! Finally, gold. Gold hit target number one, and that's a target we've been talking about for a while. And the consolidation that we saw, the protection of channel number two, the declining highs that we're seeing all resulted in target number two. A break here will set us up to challenge these levels that we saw early on in last month, in the middle of last month. And then target number three will be 1765 as a potential level. And let me see, crude. Crude is struggling with target number two. We need a pullback in this price action for us to consider a long, anywhere between 16 half to 14. If we get to this price, we're pretty much will be testing the transitional zone, and we will look for a potential entry point on the long side. But beyond that, I'm not looking to short that instrument. At the same time, it's too early to go long. It's extended, even though that it's hitting target number two and showing basically a double top, a triple top, 1, 2, 3 days in a row where you're hitting that in or at close to 123. This is telling me it's tired, but just the environment overall is fairly long. So I rather see the pullback and buy versus trying to get cute and try to short this market. So that's that. And let's get this party started. Let's take a look inside. And what we're seeing right here is a couple of things. We're seeing the market hitting a whole number, 12,000, and stop and turn on a dime. Okay. And the 200 and the 100 is still in sync on the short side. But, just I want to see you got this beauty, a captain set up long on the 50 NT Rinko, and that produced about 15, 20 points to the long side. But we need to see a whole lot more from the market before we commit to any direction, really, at this point of the day, because the market is really extended after the CPI numbers came in, and the market did not like it, obviously, and just sold off. So would we go long if the market reversed at 78? At 78, the 200 and the 100 will be in sync on the long side, and I'm going to be patient. I'd rather be short. I mean, it could run up to the 100 and the 150, but this market is going to face a lot of resistance as it moves higher. Let's see. Actually, that is a good point, Sheila. That is a good point. Let me see here. It's supposed to be. Yeah, we need to change. We need to change the contracts. Well, here you go. 78 is showing up already. We still have a lot of volume on the current contract, but throughout the day, I'm going to be shifting to the September contract. All right, cash market open. 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side right here. I'm just going to leave this market, give it some time, and let's see if we can. Yeah, it's just it's such a whole number here at the 9. That's a good number right there. And by the way, I didn't get your email, so just I put my email back in the. So just make sure that you have the right email. I'm going to send it again. Here we go. All right. Good morning, Martin. How are you, sir? So while we're doing this and looking for the market, here we go. Let's see here. So yesterday, after the room is closed, I saw a trade which was a captain setup switch trade on the 100 NT Rinko long, and I took it there, and I made another $1,900. So I ended up the day at 62.52. So you guys didn't see that trade, but I'll show it to you later on when we have a minute. All right, so the market is disconnected again. So you see in this, you see how these 200 NT Rinkos are not holding. And in this environment, definitely I want to be patient and not just jump on anything that looks like price stability, because it could be, it's just a trap like they're doing right now. There is a lot of sellers in this market right now. And here you go. You're breaking that whole number again. And the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the short side. Let's see if a rally can get shortable. I mean, the only way I would participate here, if I see another transitional zone built up short, then I'll take it. Target number 3 is hit. Continuation of the selling pressure is happening. 75 is the target on this sequence, and here it comes. So you're getting a continuation patterns here. Okay, you would think they'll try to protect the 12,000. You would think, but shorts are ruling, and we're going to stay in that direction till proven otherwise. Our impulse, the trader impulse here, is to try to fade. And I'm telling you, it's that's the impulse that will get you out in trouble, because this is a dominant behavior of a short, and you could literally try to fade this market and find yourself down another 100, 200 points. So I'm going to let the market develop a bottom, then trade against that bottom versus trying to predict where that bottom is going to be. Very important to be patient in a market that looks like this, and definitely stay in that direction. Where would I even attempt a long is if I get the 200 to flip. But even then, I'm not going to take a range swing trade. I'm going to take a scalp. And if we develop a pattern of stability where the 200 flipped to the long side, ran up, came back, and the tests of the pullback are showing strength, then I'll start holding on to these trades a little bit longer. Make sense? Good morning, Gary. How are you, buddy? All right. If we break above that 13, the market will be out of sync. Martin, Amir, Sandy, Steve, Mike. Yeah, here. Good morning, Mike. How are you? So what is that telling me? Telling me that the market is out of sync and some buyers are stepping in. They're putting a double bottom right here, but that doesn't tell me that I'm going to be a lot more patient than just that. I need more. I need more information out of this market. So you could tell just looking at this that there's a process of breaking, meaning the market is trying. I don't know if they're going to be successful yet of literally putting the brakes on. It's this car is going downhill, is going downhill very quickly, and they're trying to you know push the brakes and say, okay, we'll stop right here, we'll stop here. Okay, well it's not quiet, and they're trying to gain, and maybe they'll try it one more time here before this thing can stop and at least turn around and put some stability here. But it couldn't have been any more beautiful, this captain setup short. That was a solid, strong short signal that started all this mess that we're seeing right now. 840. Hmm. Yeah, this should go up from here. I mean, yep, that's what I'm trying to say here. You should be able to see a push here. That's a switch trade right here, and that typically will lead to at least a pop in price. And let's see if that becomes any significance to it. Okay, so I'm looking at a pattern that typically will start producing a specific result, like right there. That's a switch trade. Expecting a push. What's happening to the price after that push? I mean, the shorts came in hard, boom, took it down. So there's a lot of sellers coming in here, but they may end up failing here. Here go another switch trade. You would think another run up, but no. So they're struggling. Hmm. Captain set up switch trade. Okay. If they start breaking anything above 25, we'll start picking up some speed to the upside because that will be trapping captain setup switch trade. It's too early. Let's see here, 8:42. We still have another half an hour, and we have economic news at the top of the hour too. So we want to be patient and watch for that. Market is out of sync right now between the 200 and the 100, and three things need to happen. Condition number one, a break back down below 12,000 into the 975, right? If that happens, the short will continue. Pressure on from the short side will continue. Condition number two, we run up to the 20 at 30s and then fail. That would be another short signal. Or we go above 50, and that will be a 200 NT Winko reversal. Then the market is in sync on the long side short term, but you have a lot of overhead resistance. So we can trade that, but we have to trade it in a very specific way. So those are the three conditions in which we are looking for. One of those three things are going to happen. Interesting what I'm seeing here. You're seeing this attempts at this rising support, and the market continue to hold. So that tells me there's a push coming in here on the long side. Here we go. The 50 is coming up. Here it comes. So they're closing this. Okay. Here you go. All right. So what is that telling me? That's telling me that the market back in sync on the long side, but again, we have a whole lot of uh, resistance, and I think we're going to see a continuation of this momentum to the upside a little bit here. So I'm going to start looking, and what I'm going to be looking for is a new transitional zones. I'm not going to go for uh, a swing trade in the form of a retracement to the middle of the range and adding to it within a range. I'm just going to look for a fresh transitional zone and just trade that. It's 43 and 23. Okay. So let's see how that is going to work. You see that? All right. So that's the 43, then the 23. And let's see if that holds. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for the price action to go higher above 50 and then pull back and give me a new transitional zone and a signal. And 23. So they build up a transitional zone on the downside. So that puts me in a holding pattern right here. And that's what I'm talking about is eh, every time the market even does anything remotely looks like a base, shorts are coming in and they're pushing the price in in a meaningful way. And patience is the right approach here. So we need the environment, we need a behavior, we need a signal. So right now we have an environment, we don't have a behavior, we don't have a signal. Then we don't have a trade. Okay, so that's here and that's here. You're breaking even. Yep. So that trade is struggling. So the swing trade, if was taken, it would have been struggling trade due to to the current environment that we are in. Back down to that 12,000. They're playing around. They're playing around with that. All right. And here they go again. So these multiple attempts at breaking for the market is just not working. And the market continues to sell off. $85, $70, $65. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a 20-pointer. Kind of based on this, I mean, we should be. Where's the next target? Let's see here. Target number 3. Wow, target number 4 is 11,884. Yeah. I mean, there's a new transitional zone right here, but we're yeah. Here you go. 65, and we should see a burst of energy lower right now. Hmm. Switch trade. Yeah, we should see it happen here. So where's the next target in this sequence? A 50. Yeah, you gotta get into the 50 here. I mean, I would hate to go short right here, but it just the market is such a short market. Here we go, 50. So we should be seeing a bit of selling pressure to the 50, 55. Here it goes. So basically what we're seeing here is we're getting a new transitional zone, and they're giving us entry points to take on shorts. And here comes that 50 to target number 4. Boom. So it's producing. So we got 4 minutes to the top of the hour. We have economic news coming in, and that economic news is Treasury currency report. Well, no, excuse me. That's consumer sentiment. Consumer sentiment. That's what's coming up. The market needs to continue to protect that whole number and protect 88, 89. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a back and forth type of behavior here, but ultimately the flow is a short flow. Another transitional zone, another switch trade. Market is just selling off. And sell, sell, sell. Selling, selling, selling. Good morning. Good morning, GM. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. We are falling. Yes, yes, as anticipated. As anticipated. And the whole catalyst to all of that was a swing trade that got triggered on here. We had channel number one, channel number two. Market broke, established a cloud negative, and then produced a captain setup short with an entry point at 75. We took that entry yesterday and we made some money off of it. But boy, oh boy, do we see how far it went? Target number four is hit at 11,884. And I was saying, man, I hate to say these numbers, but these numbers are happening. Now, what's target number five? And, it's 11,686 and a quarter. And you will find out that they will come to these levels and pause at a minimum. And sometimes you get heavy reversals coming out of these levels. So we'll watch, but the shorts are definitely engaged and active. Yeah. Omer, sell ask, sell bid. Each market has a two-sided market. It's a bid and an ask. So so for example, the ask is 97 and the bid is 96, right? So there's a point of spread. So when you're selling on the ask, you're selling at the higher price of 97. Okay. And if you're selling on the bid, you're selling on the lower price that is at 96. And when in professional trading, you have the options to place your order at anywhere in price action, including at the ask and the bid. If you're, for example, a retail trader and you sell at a market, that sell at the market is going to be the best available price, and typically they'll give you a lower advantage, and you most likely will get the bid if you're selling. Okay. And if you come in there and be specific and say, I want to sell at the ask, you're always going to get the higher price. So if the price is moving higher and you go, I want to sell at the ask, you're going to get a favorable fill. If you really want to get out of the position, you go sell bid, because that would almost guarantee that you will fill at a lower price. You'll pay the spread, but you get out. Or you could sell at the market, and that will give you whatever the market wants to give you at that time. So that's that. So you see where we hit that target, 11,884.75. Okay. So and they're holding on to it right now, and we may see a bit of a bounce back off of this market here. Ultimately, the market would be out of sync if we go to 926. What would get me long? I mean, this is just a like literally extreme price action fade at these levels. I'm not going to take any of these trades right now like that. I want to see a base in which the market shows me the capacity to hold the bid. Okay. So just because the market is in an extreme sell position, that does not qualify me to just enter anywhere. I would like to see a pattern. a reversal here to 97, maybe a run up, a pullback, and a consolidation, then the capacity to show a higher low, and then we can start to get aggressive on the long side. So it's a bit more conservative approach, but considering what the market is doing, I think that to me is more prudent. Oh, I think so too, GM. I really do. I mean, they always tell you buy the fear and sell the greed, right? And what you're seeing in the market right now is an extreme fear. So, but that approach require multiple ads in a market that is selling off in a very meaningful way. So an entry around that 11.9 or 11.890 would require another ad at target number 5, which is 686. What is that? That's 200 points. So I should be able to do that if I'm going to approach it from that perspective. And if you're a multi-day swing trader, that could be a very good area to start, buying into that fear. If you're an intraday trader, I need to be a lot more precise. So we'll see. I mean, like you said, we'll see. 9 o'clock, 9:09. So the sentiment number came out, and I almost can guarantee you that it did not. People are not in a good mood. Let's put it that way. Let's see what they said. They were looking at 58.1. They got 50.2. So what does that mean, though? Let's see here. Okay, so this is the interpretation of these numbers. They're saying this is the lowest reading ever. So they're looking at 58.4. They got 50. Okay. This is the lowest reading ever in the series, which dates back to the 1970. So just read in it whatever you want to read into it, but it's not a good one. Okay, good deal, Brian. Yeah, I saw that one on the 30 NT Rinko. I saw that one. That was a good one. What Omer is talking about is a captain set up short on the 30 NT Rinko that showed itself right here in the middle of the range, and that came in and produced. Okay, I didn't take it, but I don't know if you took it, Omer, or not. Oh, you did? Okay, good for you. You made some money then. You made some money.
Yeah, all right. They're trying here. They're trying to shift to the cloud. They're putting pullbacks. They're going back to that whole number. Let's see if they mean they mean it here. We are at target number 4. How is the VIX position doing anyway? Yeah, that should be doing very well, right? Yeah, only 2 contracts. Yeah, I see. I'm looking at the chart on VIX. Yeah, it's just in the past 5 days, it ran up from like 22 to 23 half. Yeah, they're weak. They're weak here. My voice sounds strange. Sound like Donald Duck? Yeah, it has to be the connection. I guess that's what I sound like. Oh, Lord. All right, what I want to do here. They're just grinding the price lower. That's what they're doing right here. We are down 400 points on NASDAQ. How's everybody doing in the room right now? Brian, any trades? Martin, Mike, Alex. I guess Gary left. Okay, Omer. Okay. No trade for Martin. I get it. And selling pressure is continuing. And target number 5, like we said, is 11,636. There is fear in this market. All right, I'm just going to take one contract trade and look for a run up into the 900 and try to stick around in that trade for as long as I could. Come on, baby. I know you got it. 902 is a target. 902. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'll take it here. I'm really okay. So I'm trying to hold on to something for a little bit longer than this, and especially on a good entry like I did. But this is not really the market to do it. So I'll just take that scalp. I think we made a couple of $100 or so, maybe a little bit more. Let's see here, and I'll show you what really precipitated that move. What is that one contract? Yeah, we made $300, 316. With 316, I had an earlier trade for a small amount, but 316 is what we did on that one contract. Nine to basically 2 minutes. And what happened here is the captain set up switch trade on the city NT Rinko right here. That is a signal, and that's a very powerful signal, especially when you come down to levels that are extended and you get that type of behavior. Then I'm gonna jump in. Yeah, it looks like there is a bit of data issue here. So not data, but voice issues. I was long, and I got long from 71 to 87. We made 300 and some dollars on that just one contract. And I'm yeah, it's not me. It's just really the audio. I'm not nasal at all, but and I think it's just that. I mean, there's a lot of orders going through, and I have like four streams going at the same time, so it may have an impact today. Other days it's not an impact, but today it is. But that was a good trade. I mean, that's just pure in and out, no heat whatsoever. GM, I'd like to stick around a little bit longer, to be honest with you, but this is a very specific trade based on that one formation in an environment that's decisively short. So I had to kind of take on the scalp version of that trade versus trying to hold on. If the market was trending higher, I would have held on to this trade, but we're not in that environment. And look at it right now, it's just pulling back. So anybody that bought from me right here is unloading. So ES, well, I mean, the same thing that got us going on NQ happened in ES. So you had a captain set up long. So we had a captain set up switch trade on NQ and a captain set up long on ES. And then the market behaved, to the upside. They are trying. Again, they are trying to hold on to these prices here. They're making higher lows. They are shifting the cloud. You have a captain set up on ES. They came and tested it and bounced right back up. So there is some buyers at these levels. It's just we don't know how convincing they will be. And I rather see them close the candle up to 950. That will tell me that, hey, they're serious. What's going on with Google? Let me see here. They bounced off 2100 into 2400. Now they're pulling back into that 2222. They're down 3.2%, negative 74 on Google. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here you go. They're trying. I'll give them that. They are trying right here. From stock perspective and from uh, a long-term perspective, buying fear and selling greed always been a very good approach. So instruments like Google, Amazon, not Lucent, Tesla, excuse me. A lot of these could be attractive around these levels right here. And here they go. They're gonna most likely bust through that 900 into target number 3, which is 913. There is a bit of a buy interest coming in, but I am gonna be patient and wait through all the noise and want to see a break above 954. Oh, you've been flat since February 24? Yeah, good for you. You saw the mess coming, huh? Okay, okay, okay. So we could see that they are trying to put higher lows. Gold is getting a bid. Let's take a look here. Oh, oh, that's a bid, all right. I mean, they hit that target and it just boom, complete reversal. I mean, ultimately, they have to break that channel in order for things to start to really trend in any meaningful way. And that is a price of 61 and ultimately a 78 price. But that is definitely quite the reversal. I mean, it came to that target to the tick, like literally to that tick, and bounced right back up. And you'll see that a lot actually. Now, what are we doing with NQ? What are we doing with ES? What are we doing overall here? We're seeing a market that is attempting to stabilize at these levels. I mean, they're putting captain setup short, then reversing it. So they trapping people here. Then they're putting a captain setup long, running it up. They're getting faded again. Now here we go again. They're putting on a captain setup long, and they look. I mean, this candle if it closes lower, then they're fading it again. So you're getting uh, a lot of entrapment patterns here. And they're trapping a little bit of the short, trapping a little bit of the longs, and they're keeping it in a sideways market. And that's how the market really starts the early phases of building a base. That's how that's how basing looks like. Okay, but ultimately, the market is disconnected right now. The 200 is short, and the 100 is showing a bid against the 75 level. So if the 75 level holds and you break above 950, then the market will be in sync on the long side. Then we still have to see a market that is a bit more stable before we start committing big time to the long direction. Good morning, Kirk. How are you, sir? It's almost 10 o'clock, and a whole lot of noise going on here. A whole lot of noise. That's what we're getting. They're basically what you're seeing is a pause. That's all you're seeing right here. And it's good to see a pause. They're just hammered the price and they're just trying to work through that level here. I mean, we know what we need to do. I mean, we need to stay on the sideline till things become more clear. I mean, we came to target number 4 and we paused. Target number 5 is 636 and a quarter. So if the low breaks, then that we will be heading to the 800 and eventually that target. We have a potential of reversing. My action plan is simple one. For the longs, I need to see a very specific signal happen, either like a captain setup, switch trade, something of that nature, in order for me to take a long in this area. That's the first thing. Second, I need the market to be in sync on the long side, and that will take a break above 951. Okay, then I'm looking at pullbacks as a buying opportunity, but it will be in the form of a transitional zone that needs to a fresh transitional zone that needs to happen. So if that happens that way, then yes, I will participate on the long side and I will start small. One contract, two contract, nothing big, and see if I can build something that could go up to 12,000 or 12,200 on a retest. Okay. Now, what happens if the market comes back and close below the 80 or 75, excuse me, then the market is back in sync on the short side. And that is the dominant force right now. So the longs need to prove themselves. We are in consolidation and a break below 75. We're looking for a new transitional zone to build up in order to participate. And that is the plan. So we understand all these levels and we understand what are we going to do once we get there. Here we go. So that's that. Then we need to have a rally and a new transitional zone build up. ES, just put on a captain setup and a switch trade. Let's see how far they're going to take it. And let's see if gold improved in any way. Oh yeah, look at that. That is just a full on reversal on gold. Full on reversal. But guess what? I mean, look how beautiful they came into that level. 1826.2. These levels are always pronounced. So if you're looking at gold, take a look what they do once they get to level 1, for example. What did they do there? Paused, reversed. What happened when they did to target number 2? Paused intraday on that day and ended up close to the close, but it gave you an opportunity to profit and go break even, and then eventually work through that range for higher prices. It got close here, got right spot on at that level and bounced back. So watch price action around these targets. All right, all right, all right. I mean, it's consistent. The market has been consistent. Really, no surprises going on right here. The market is, 200 NT Rinko is short. The market disconnects and reconnects on the short side and keeps pushing lower. At no point is the market telling us to go long in this behavior right here. Okay, so we just have to let it do its thing and not get too anxious of missing out on a bottom, and let the bottom build itself up, then we will participate. The trend is short and it can extend itself a lot further than our capacity to withstand it. So, basically what I'm trying to say is don't get cute with this market. Do not. Don't try to pick bottoms. Let it flush, and it's in the process of flushing. It's slowing down a little bit, but that does not mean it wouldn't gradually just bleed out even further. Okay, and we know what it looks like when it reverses, and let's take a look. Okay, it always starts with a 200 NT Rinko that reverses. Okay, so I don't need to, like, an example. Let's see an example here. All right, here we go. All right, so let's just do it on the opposite side of a short. So you see this market runs up, okay, then it runs up again, and you're asking yourself, okay, well, where do I short? Do I short here? It's extended, it should reverse, and then you see yourself up 200 points, 300 points, 400 points from that initial point till the market gives you that one candle reversal. Then you start a sequence of selling pressure. And that's kind of, in essence, what we're looking at, but on the opposite sides of this market. We're looking for a one candle reversal, but in a case like this, we need that to be tested. So every time they test it here, they bleed it out and break it down. So we need one that actually shows a follow through and a retest with a higher low. Then we'll start looking at uh, you know the idea of fading a strong trend. Typically, an area where this can happen on a consistent basis is between target number 4 and target number 5. So between those two levels here at 884 to the 686, if that behavior presents itself, then that's a high probability event for a fade. And even then, start small. Don't put don't bet the house on that trade. It's just a couple of contracts, and get enough cushion in it to where you could add to it, then you could work out a bigger trade on a swing trade basis. Okay. I mean, I took one long today, and that one long paid, but that was a very specific signal. I mean, that's all what we've done today so far. We had that one contract for 316, and it was a long. That was a captain setup switch trade on the 30 NT Rinko. That's very specific. So the bleeding continues, and the trades that you don't take are actually trades. Being patient is a trade, believe it or not. Watching the market is a trade. So if you make a choice to take that trade, I think that's a good one, because most people, the majority of traders, are trying to pick the bottom, and they're just getting rolled over right now. So yes, be patient. Oh, okay. So let's take a look here. We got a 15T wrinkle captain setup right here. Okay. What does that mean? And especially with this type of formation of a switch, then a captain setup, that is something that could hold and start pushing us back to that 920. So I'm going to keep a closer eye on that. We may be, coming to a bit of more stability here. I mean, I'll take a chance. And that's a fade, really. And I don't have much to go by it beside that captain setup. So that captain setup really needs to hold. I'm gonna go break even. It's either gonna happen here or it's gonna stop me out for break even. That's fine. That's fine. We'll try it again somewhere else. Because we definitely need to protect that 58. And a break of that would have got us to that 58. Yeah, I have to be fairly quick with any long idea here. Market not ready. See? So that captain setup, uh, we needed to kind of actually get in there at 63, and then you got the 83. That would have been the trade. So we took it on the pullback and we flatted that trade for all practical reasons. So let's see. I mean, the market is short. 200 and 100 are in sync on the short side, and we are simply gonna, let it be. Let it be. All right, guys, let's take a quick look here and see this grinding, what seems to be a never-ending selling pressure that just keeps happening and happening and happening, and eventually it's gonna find a spot to reverse. It's just we cannot get ahead of it, and we are below target number 4. Target number 5 in this sequence is 11,636 and a quarter, and I mean, at these levels, it's just a function of taking scalps on the short sides, and looking for a complete reversal on the 200 NT Rinko to explore ideas of being long. That's what we're dealing with right now. So we're seeing switch trades here that should produce a little bit more momentum, and it's just getting overrun. Well, I mean, what does that tell me? It tells me that when the longs show up, sellers come in force. So you look at extensions of price actions, and you ask yourself, oh, the market is so extended, we are bound, we are so close to a reversal. It's just the behavior is not supporting us going long here. I mean, that's basically, it doesn't matter how extended the price is. It could extend itself another 300-400 points. If you're gonna try to get long here, you may end up having to go through that. So patience. I mean, I tried a long right here, but it was quite, and I was in the profit almost 10 points. But it's just clear to me that the market was not ready. It's either it's going to reverse and run, or it's just going to come back and stop me. And it did for a flat. I think I may have paid a little bit of commission. Yeah. And that's the thing. You would think we should have a conviction and a bouncy market where the longs are taking more control in and around these levels. They may end up showing up. Okay. They may end up showing up. I don't know, but I'd like to see them show up before I show up. Yeah, I mean, I hope everybody makes money, but I mean, ultimately, it's the choices we make, right? I know a lot of people got hurt in this market, especially in the last couple of days. So we'll see. Let's just stay focused on what we're reading here, and keep going at it. It's 10:52. All right. So here we at. So since the beginning of the month, we're up 87.84, $8,784 dollars. And now if we go to the week, we're up 37.49, and for the day, we're up $314 on 3 decisions. That's what we're dealing with right now. And I'm patiently waiting for the market to, I mean, the market is decisive on the short side. It just, we're extended, And the only thing I could take here is just scalps on the short side, and they're profitable too. I'm not taking them right now. I'm more of observing the market. It's been an interesting week for sure. And that's it. That's the way it's done, baby. All right. That was a good one. Just one contract. I think it's going to have a little bit more potential to the upside right there. But what we saw there is a higher low than a switch trade right at the inception of a new cloud. So those are high probability in any environment when they do exactly this. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I'll play that game. I'll play that game for a little bit. So we got in there. I waited for target number 2. They ran it up a little bit there, and I just took it off at the top end of it. And I think it'll make my day. I mean, kind of in a way. I mean, it's not a big deal, but here we go. Yeah, it's 466. So that is that decision right here. Just playing small, small, small. So we made 466 on that one. We're up 780 for the day. And okay, it's 11 o'clock. Kind of concludes my day. I'm happy with this. Patience pays. And let's see what that does for I think it makes us up a little bit more. So okay, we're up 92.50 for the month so far. All right, guys, that's it for me. I mean, it is what it is today. We're gonna have to work with what we got. We made a little bit of money, and we're done. So just let's take a tally up here on everybody. How is Sheila, Kirk, Martin, Mike, Safe, and Alex Omer doing? And on stream, GM, I know you're doing okay or good. You're looking for some targets to show up. Frida, how we doing? Everybody else? Adenine? Is it Adenine or Adnan? Just trying to figure out the right name here. Good day today, Omer. Okay, good deal. Mike, Kirk, Alex. Good for you, Frida. You're on the right side of the market. I should be ashamed of myself. and not really, but because look at this. Long, 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 long. What's wrong with me? Adnan. Okay, that's what it is. Adnan. Okay, I know how to say that one. Yeah, that early on, the early one that you had. Yeah, that was a good one. 18 points. I remember. It's going back to that thing that we say, precision is a decision, patience is a trade, and you just wait for things to really come together. And when it does, it does. Took all shorts, Omer. You're on the right side of history, that's for sure. All right, guys, that's it. It's Friday. We made a little bit of money. I really think we will get some momentum on the upside and a counter trend. and we may be in the early part of doing that right now. So how would it look like? You will look at a one candle reversal at 11,902. Uh, if the market reaches that level, you're looking for pullback as a buying opportunity against the low level of 825, and I would start looking for a bounce that could take us to 12,000 and 12,100, and then we'll see how the market. It's not going to be a straight up, or the odds of a straight up behavior is not huge, but it could possibly happen. But I'm gonna start looking at the 20 NT Rinko, and if we get up to that level of 903, 902, I will look for these type of trades right there, where the market establishes a transitional zone and then give me a signal. So what was missing out of this trade is the fact that the environment was not there. The short environment is there, the long environment is not. So I was missing that part of it. However, uh, you know, I just decided to take a risk by seeing the behavior and seeing the signal and just taking a shot right there. Because the market did this and flushed. So they're doing it again right here. I'm like, okay, my stop is gonna be either one candle to 40 or maximum 25. I can take that risk and just go for that, and that was a perfect out. So I'm done, guys. Okay, you guys have a blessed weekend. Enjoy it with your friends and family. Get some rest and get your energy up for next week. No problem, Adnan. Take care, and we'll see you around. You haven't sent me that email, but if you're still interested, I have that email up there. I can send you that Captain Setup class. Okay, and see you later.